You guys know me pretty well by now, so you know that I am obsessed with where our tax dollars go. I'm always ranting and raving about it because you should know where your tax dollars go. Our next guest, Adam Andrzejewski, one of my good buds, founder and CEO of OpenTheBooks.com, former Republican gubernatorial candidate of Illinois. He is the man who tells you all the time where exactly your tax dollars are going. And let me give you a spoiler alert. It's never pretty. Adam, welcome to the show, Fox Across America.
It's great to be here, Emily. Thank you for having me on.
So I'm reading the highlights of the Earmarks publication that Open the Books is coming out with this week, and I am absolutely flabbergasted. You think shrimps on treadmills? That's just the tip of the iceberg. Adam, why don't you walk us through the highlights? I think we all need a drink in our hands to hear this, by the way. So just audience, if you guys want to go grab yourself a cold one, you're going to need it for what Adam's about to share.
Well, earmarks are the currency of corruption in Congress, Emily. And our report's going to come out on Thursday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. Everything's embargoed. But let's just give your listening audience a taste of what's to come. Because this, it's a bipartisan problem. Earmarks are the currency of corruption in Congress. And in the last omnibus spending bill that was signed by President Biden on December 29th, just 6 months ago, it included $16 billion of these oinkers. There was 7,500 of these. And we've given highlight in the national media to one that I've just found pretty incredible. Quasi Nfume, he's the congressional rep from Baltimore, Maryland. He earmarked $2 million to the National Great Blacks in Wax Museum, where 6 months earlier they commissioned a wax statue of him. And then, look, we complain about that, but we just identified a retiring Republican U.S. Senator from Missouri, Roy Blunt, who earmarked $91 million into two universities, the University of Missouri and Missouri State University, into two different buildings that bear his own name right before he retired. So oftentimes these things are bipartisan.
You know what kills me too, Adam, is that whenever there's an error by the government, which of course happens all the time, it always errs in favor of them. As you know, I was a federal attorney and I managed in part the waste, fraud, and abuse that I saw on a daily basis, the hemorrhaging by the government of excess funds because of waste, fraud, and abuse. The innocent mistakes that your entrenched swampy creature employee is doing, that's amounting to millions and billions. And one of the highlights here, in 2022, every individual tax return filed was burdened with, on average, $1,673 in incorrect payments, amounting to $846 per person, and a staggering $3,384 for every family of four, Adam. So the whole point is every taxpayer needs to care. The mistakes by the government, which happen all the time, they're always negatively affecting us.
And it's great points. And that's what the federal agencies admit to. So, Emily, you can say it and I can say it and people could doubt it. But when government itself admits it, it's got to be the truth. So the Biden administration admitted to $250 billion worth of oopses, mistakes, improper payments just last year. They're the first administration on track to admit to $1 trillion during their 4 years. So they've already admitted to $520 billion over the course of their first 2 years, payments that were paid to the wrong person or in the wrong amount or under the wrong set of rules. And, Emily, most of those payments were even outside of the problems with COVID aid. So the story gets a lot worse.
And, I count among those mistakes, Adam, the intentional payments, like $2.4 million on Russian alcohol and addiction research. Everyone follow Adam Andrzejewski, OpenTheBooks.com, on Twitter, Every Dime Online. Stay tuned for this Thursday for the publication of the earmarks. You will be swamped with bacon. That's next.